The Blunderbus will no longer be able to one-shot. In preparation for the grapple gun coming in Season 14, multiple changes are coming to the weapon, moving away from its one-shot potential, but doubling down on its anti-border identity. Welcome to Ghost Flash, the only place to stay up to date with all the latest Sea of Thieves news as and when it comes out. And today we have a big one. In the latest episode of Sea of Thieves news, production director Drew Stevens talked about the Blunderbuss and some changes that are going to be coming to it in the near future, in preparation for the grapple gun and Season 14. We also have some changes coming to the Burning Blade and an update on the game health team. So without further ado, let's get straight into things. Starting with the Blunderbuss, I don't just want to regurgitate what Drew said, so I'm going to start by playing the clip of him explaining what's going on with the Blunderbuss, and then we'll talk about it in detail.
We're going to be redefining the role of the Blunderbuss into the dependable anti-boarding weapon with a defensive focus. The Blunderbuss will now deal a consistent knockback at close range, and apply more vertical knockback to repel boarders over ledges and objects. Its spread pattern will now be widened in hipfire and in aim down sights, improving effectiveness in close range, while reducing its mid and long range power. With this new identity as a reliable anti-boarding weapon, the Blunderbuss will now lose its ability to perform a one-hit kill on a full health player. It will still do critical damage to a player at close range, dealing 90 damage, but will no longer be able to kill without a follow-up. New visual effects will also solidify this weapon's new identity. The effective knockback range is now visualised by white-hot debris and smoke being fired from the barrel, before dissipating at mid-range. We know the Blunderbuss has been the go-to weapon for many players, across a wide range of playstyles, most notably the tool for our smaller crews to be able to dispatch larger groups. We feel this new identity now doubles down on that reliable anti-boarding toolset, and when in capable hands can still be devastating in close range, and help level the playing field against larger crews, but with a focus on defense, not offense. This is going to be a pretty big change to a weapon that's been part of many players' loadouts since launch. However, knowing the meta changes we have coming, this new identity for the Blunderbuss was a necessary change, and one that we want to bring in ahead of time to ensure it's balanced ahead of the next season.
And there we go, a very significant change, and I can imagine this is going to stir up a lot of controversy in the community. Is this a good change? Is this not? Obviously we'll have to wait until Season 14 to see the full effect of the change, but my opinion is kind of on the fence. If you ask me before Season 12, I would say absolutely not. But the new Season 12 weapons really changed the meta, and I'm finding myself going less to the Blunderbuss as my go-to weapon. In fact, Sword Throwing Knife is a very, very powerful combo. That being said, Blunder Throwing Knife is also a powerful combo. There are many different combinations of weapons at the moment in the meta. The thing about this rework of the weapon is that they're not directly nerfing it. They're reworking the way it works and actually honing in on its identity. The number one reason people use the Blunderbuss is to repel boarders, which is what they're focusing on with the knockback changes. If it is impossible for a player to get back on the ladder after you've blundered them with the new Blunderbuss, then I think the change will work out fine. However, if it's how it is currently, where you can still get on the ladder if you don't kill a player with a Blunderbuss but just knock them off, I think we might be running into some issues. The vertical knockback is obviously very good. We can see in this clip that it actually launches someone off a ledge, so I think this will be very interesting to use. However, it is impacting a 7-year-old playstyle, so only time will tell how it's going to fit into the wider game. Don't get me wrong, I love using the Blunderbuss, but I have had some frustrating moments against it as well. Obviously the anti-boarding side of it is staying the same, so I'm trying to think when I've actually needed the full one-shot apart from when someone's trying to board my boat. If I climb onto an enemy boat freely so they're not watching the ladders, I might go for a one blunder on someone that's on the cannon, for example, but this doesn't happen too much. Often I find myself in a full-blown combat encounter instead. And when I'm running around the boat, it's rare again that I'll need the one blunder. If someone does run up to me, the chances are they've already taken some damage with a throwing knife that I fired or another gun. It's not like the damage of the Blunderbuss is being completely nerfed. It's not like it's now doing only 50 damage, it's still doing 90. So if they've taken even a little bit of damage, it will still kill them. It's just that one-shot potential that they're removing. I know it's boring, but I really can't see how this is going to play out. As I say, there'll be people that go to X and YouTube, every social platform, and scream about the change, say it's the worst thing ever. There'll be some that absolutely adore it, but I don't think we can make that decision until it's in the game. With the 2 new weapons in the game and the brand new one coming in Season 14, I think there's enough diversity in terms of weapon choices and loadouts to make this change. We don't know all that season's going to bring, but from what we do know, it certainly seems that meta changes are going to be in order, so I'm all for this change if it's going to work out. As I say, only time will tell. Especially if you consider some of the other confirmed changes in Season 14, such as sneaking. Moving on to Burning Blade updates. The Burning Blade can no longer run. The change is finally here that's been long requested since the update first released. If you're on the Burning Blade, you're at the Reaper's hideout, but there's a ship nearby you, you will not be able to cash out. This stops the problem of Burning Blades running and is obviously a really good change. I'm really happy this has come to the game, so that's an all-round win. If you choose to opt into a PvP world event on a PvP ship that is a man of war, you should not be able to run and cash out. That's just my opinion, and I know it's the opinion of many in the community. Moving on to the final section of this video, discussing the game health team. This is something that Drew talked about in the Sea of Thieves news episode, and effectively, it's formed, they're working on their priorities, and they're going to be fixing bugs, game stability, all that good stuff, and prioritizing what to do first. This, if you don't know, is another part of the Sea of Thieves team that has recently formed specifically targeted at game health, so improvements will be coming. Drew doubled down on their approach and said that he sees all the time that people tell him to just stop working on all features, work on bugs, simply work on just fixing all the issues that Sea of Thieves has, but they've doubled down on their approach and they said they're not going to do that because it doesn't help them maintain a successful business and a live service game. Fixes are in the work, folks, but they will just take a bit of time. And with that, that just about wraps things up. We have the usual jazz coming in the monthly updates, such as new Outpost stock, Pirate Emporium stock, the Mayhem ship's returning, so is the Omen ship, and there's also the Ashen Expeditions event, alongside Xbox Game Pass Ultimate perks. Let me know what you think of all this down in the comments below, especially the Blunderbus change. I'm going to have a poll going live on this channel as this video goes out. In fact, the link is in the top right now, so please do go vote on that. I'm really interested to see what you all think. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy them, please do consider leaving a like. It really does help out the channel an absolute ton, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest Sea of Thieves news as and when it comes out. And while you're at it, why not hit the bell as well so you never miss a single upload. But anyways, apart from all that, thanks for watching and I'll see you later.